Hello, my friends. Welcome to CJ Reads Books. I'm CJ, and today we are going to be talking about The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Now, this was a book club fable pick for What's Madison Reading Now. It was the first book that I had been able to get because the first book that I tried to get into had like a 1,000 people hold on it. So, yeah, let's get into it. So to start off, this book was so confusing. Aside from the multiple POVs, the weird chapter separations, it was such a weird story. I didn't realize what I was reading until about halfway through. I didn't get into it until about halfway through. So it was pretty much a thriller, set in the woods, obviously, but I didn't feel like it provided enough oomph to the story. So the first part of the story was talking about the disappearance, and not only does it have POV switches, it has timeline jumps. Granted, those were more clear because she has this interesting way of putting it. Let me see if I can find it. She has she bolds the timeline. So I think for me that was easier to follow the actual storyline versus just having a date on there. Because just having the date on there, I'd have to look back, and I just don't want that. Okay, I'm not about that life. So being able to figure out what timeline it's from helped me with the story. But the story was so boring setting it up in the first half. I know in the first half it's mostly learning about the characters and uh, figuring them out and finding out what happened and what the story is and all that stuff. I understand that. The first part of the book is usually used for the author to tell the story, to give you basic facts, characters, to help along the story. So after the second half, it did propel a little more. I did get into the story a little more, only to have it kind of anticlimactic. It was very much of a build-up for absolutely nothing. Now, I do appreciate how she ended the story for a couple of the characters. That was nice. But other than that, it was very much of a build. It kept building up for absolutely nothing. It wasn't anything exciting. It wasn't anything, and I felt like it could have been more because I was expecting the plot twist to be a little more twisty. But it just felt like the plot twisted this and then it went nothing. So I didn't really enjoy this book as far as that goes. It was an okay read. I don't have much good or bad things to say about it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I gave this book 3 stars just because 3 is pretty much my medium for average Joe books. Books that don't really cater to my liking in any specific way. So, what do you think? Have you read this book before? I'm dying to know what Madison thinks about this book because I don't know. It just didn't capture my attention the way I felt like I needed it to. But yeah, what do you think? Have you read any other books from her? And if so, recommend them down below, please. Also, down below, I have a couple of links. The first is to my Etsy store. I sell blind dates with the books, and if you are interested in that, please come check it out. The second link is to my Patreon. So, a Patreon is a paid monthly service that allows you to view all my videos literally right after they are edited. So, for Instagram and YouTube, I usually schedule them in advance But for Patreon, you get that immediately if you're a paid member. The third link is to my Amazon wishlist. I just have a bunch of random stuff on there that can help my YouTube channel and my streaming. I'm still working on a schedule for that because, as y'all know or may not know, I just started a new job. So I've been trying to balance out my home life with my work life, getting the swing into having a full time job again. So excuse me while I try to figure all that out. I'm still reading though, so yeah. The fourth link, you can buy me a coffee. But if you can't do any of those, you are still here, you are still watching. Please push all my buttons below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Share my book reviews with a friend. Maybe they'll start reading with us. And tell me what your favorite thriller novel is. I would like to know. I want to read some more thrillers this month before the month of April ends. But I just need some good thrillers and not like this one. This one I felt like was a dud. It could have had potential, but I feel like it just worked itself so high up, it just dropped. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below if you've read this book. As always, thank you, Robert Willem, for being my one and only Patreon supporter right now. You are awesome. And my friends, far and wide, everywhere, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.